They're saying this is meticulously crafted social engineering and we're going to stop it.
It used to be bad to be left-handed, right? Like back in the day, like they would harm
They
you
would punish you.
Yeah. And once that stigma went away, more people came out and identified as left-handed because they are left-handed. You can't do anything about that.
I also did a little bit of research into the social contagion theory. Julia Serano, who wrote one of I think The Whipping Girl is the name of her book. So she has a blog or a website or something where she decided to look into specifically the social contagion theory. And she tracked it all the way back to its origins.
Oh, wow.
And figured out like who started pushing it, when they started pushing it, why it became so prevalent. And so she discovered that basically no one ever mentioned this until like November of 2015.
Yeah, Nazis are pretty f***ing gay. It's the Gender Podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
Trans people in science gonna save the day.
Solve the problems with us. With science. Science, bitch.
Science and my trans agenda, I'm gonna turn you trans.
Quickly before we get started, trigger warning. We are going to be showing some anti-trans propaganda throughout this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be obvious from the title of the episode, but like we're going to be displaying it, playing video, showing photos, and some of it, you know, if you're like not about that, if you're like, I can't even handle seeing it, it makes me too, I'm, you know, too dysphoric, I'm too early in my trans, whatever, for whatever reason, if that's not your vibe, don't watch this video.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah. Maybe save it for a time when like you feel like you can handle it. We are also going to be shitting on the propaganda. So it is kind of entertaining if you want to watch people shit on the propaganda.
We're going to shit all over it. Yeah.
But yeah, some of it might be triggering.
And debunk it. And maybe it'll be helpful if you like have people in your family who like say some of the propaganda or are falling for the propaganda. So like, because I did some research. I got some stats. I got some figures. So like you could use the rebuttals to like counteract some of your shitty people that you know who refuse to believe that you exist.
Yeah. There's also some one propaganda meme in this episode where we discuss racism towards Native Americans. So if you're Native or that's triggering for you, maybe consider it. Is just I think one meme where it addresses that. But
and then there's a couple that discuss CSA. So we don't like talk about it, but like it's mentioned. So, you know, but
a lot of potentially triggering stuff. So just be forewarned.
Yep. Any which way. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. I'll try to do a heart with one hand.
Okay.
Love you. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome.
Welcome to another episode of the Gender Yap Podcast.
Gender Yap Podcast.
I am a yapper named Chloe.
And I'm a yapper named Laura.
We are the yappers. We yap.
That got suggested in the comments
did,
today, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to that person.
Whoever that was.
Yeah, I forget their username, but I did see that comment.
I liked it.
Yeah. It works. We're yappers.
Today, I wanted to cover some TERF propaganda. We've covered like some of their talking points before and like talked about them as a whole, but like we've gotten some comments on some videos from people that they just say things in such a way where like I'll read it and be like, how do you even come to that conclusion? Like it's not like the typical type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you even get there? And so I go to these people's pages just to be like, what do you like? Like, what's your vibe?
Like, what are you looking at? Yeah.
And they share, like, the entire page is like TERF propaganda, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was looking at some of these things and I was like, you know, if I didn't know anything about trans people, or if I wasn't,
believe that
I
I
might look at this and be like, oh, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because they're sharing true information.
Uh-huh.
Right? Sometimes it's totally fabricated.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's actual true information. And it's like, okay, but you're cherry picking or whatever. So I wanted to just go through a bunch of their propaganda and debunk or explain why what they're talking about isn't about trans people.
Yeah.
Or isn't saying what they think it is.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing today. Before we dive in, you should like.
Yes, like, subscribe, comment.
All those things. You should
hit the bell.
Yep. Leave us a review on your favorite podcast app, player, whatever. We love those. And you can follow our Patreon. We have a Patreon.
Yes, check out our Patreon.
It's pretty cool. We do Get Ready With Me's, Magic the Gathering, random conversations. The Get Ready With Me's, we also like share personal stories, sometimes like spicy ballet stories. The story of how we met is in there. The random conversations are like, could there be fourth dimensional beings? What are the origins of patriarchy? So on and so forth. So,
we also put all our bloopers up there.
oh, the bloopers.
Just like dumb shit that we cut.
Yeah.
It's usually us like having issues with the pets while we're recording, but you know.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of other stuff too. There's some, whatever.
Yeah.
And also today I put up a planning meeting, like a behind the scenes look at like how we plan our episodes, the kind of conversations we have when we're deciding what we want to cover and what we don't want to cover. So that's on there as well. Yeah, $5 a month. Come be our friends.
Yes, be our friends.
We love friends.
We love friends.
But yeah, so are you ready to dive in?
I am.
So I broadly broke this down into categories. So we're going to cover different types of propaganda.
Okay.
The first one I wanted to cover is that this is like a social contagion, or that this is being taught to kids in schools. Here, we'll start with a fun little piece.
Is it fun?
You're going to love it.
I'm not excited already. I already hate it.
It's 7 in the morning and time for school to start. The teacher is ready with her lesson plan. The students are coming into the classroom. Sarah listens attentively to her teacher. Students, today we're going to study biology. Sarah likes biology. She's excited to learn new things. Sarah thinks about everything she already knows about biology. Sarah is super excited about today's lesson. Sarah's teacher tells the students to think about human biology. Sarah raises her hand and the teacher calls on her. Sarah says there are two kinds of humans, males and females. The teacher laughed softly. Your parents may have told you so, but that's not correct, Sarah. Sarah was surprised because she rarely got answers wrong in class. It's a common misconception that there are only two sexes, her teacher told her, but there are actually many genders. The teacher asked the class if anyone else thinks there are only two genders. Sam started to raise his hand, but then put it down. The teacher gives the students a worksheet about gender and tells them to answer all of the questions. The teacher calls on Sarah to give an answer about the worksheet. The teacher introduces an older student who identifies as transgender. The older student will present to Sarah's class. Finally, the teacher tells the students to pair up and tell each other one new thing they learned during the lesson. James tells Sarah that people can be a different gender on the inside than on the outside. It's now 7:45. The students have been indoctrinated.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Are they all as bad as this one? Okay. Oh man. Why is the lady's voice so monotone? I can imagine.
I think it's an AI voice.
You know what? That checks out.
I think the whole thing was...
It might be AI.
I think it was like fed through an AI script.
If it's not, I know an old woman with like grayish dark hair.
I think they wanted it to
like
sound
that voice.
I think they were like, make it sound like my grandma or something. Like,
it sounds like an old like second grade teacher from like Ohio, like a fucking 70-year-old woman that's not making enough money to retire. You know,
it does. It does.
She's never had an orgasm in her life, so therefore she talks monotone.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
this video is literally positing that between 7 a.m. and 7:45 a.m., a child went from being a normal child to being
indoctrinated.
into
Oh,
the
man.
trans agenda. Which I want to just start by saying that these lessons are not being taught.
Yeah, this
in
is not
classrooms.
this is not
This is not
happening.
this is not a
like,
real thing. Like,
No.
one's going into a classroom, a biology. First of all, they're not teaching biology class to like 8-year-olds.
That's what I was
which
saying
is-
too. They were implying it was like a very young kid, and I'm like, there wasn't a biology class when I was in the 2nd grade or
No.
3rd grade or whatever.
No, and
like,
maybe they'll like have like a brief unit on biology, but they're just gonna like talk about frogs and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be teaching you about like the gender spectrum.
I would say, if anything, we want kids to think less about gender. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, I feel like if anybody is forcing gender on kids, it's like cis-het people.
Yeah.
And like religious, like super religious people, where
Yeah.
it's like boys and girls, and oh, I bet your son's gonna have so many girlfriends, and oh, you better lock up your daughter and protect her from all the men. It's just like, why are you even like thinking that way?
Literally.
You know? And like
I work in a school, right? Like, I know all the other teachers. I am a teacher. I'm teaching these kids.
Yeah.
I have never once taught a lesson on gender.
yeah.
It's not a subject that's come up.
Yeah, there's no
Like,
curriculum where that's a thing.
No kid has ever asked me.
Yeah.
No kid has ever been confused about it. Like, they all just
No
call
one's
me
ever
Miss Chloe. Like,
Yeah.
literally that's
And life goes on, and you
Yeah.
teach them how to do math. Like,
I don't have a single trans student. None of them are like working with me, and then they're like, suddenly I feel like I'm trans. Like, nobody's being changed into trans by me. Nobody's being transitioned. No
no.
one's being indoctrinated. Like, this lesson isn't happening.
Yeah.
And like the worksheet that they gave that 8-year-old in that video was fucking ridiculous.
yeah, literally.
Like, they wouldn't even like I would fail that test. Like, and I know all the answers. Like, what do you want me to say here? This shit's
also,
crazy.
At the beginning of the video, when they called it like, oh, they're indoctrinating kids with gender ideology, there is no transgender ideology.
No.
Like, there's no agenda, there's no ideology. Like, we have it in our theme song because it's a joke, but there isn't an ideology. It's the same way there's no gay ideology. Like, there's no straight ideology. You just are something or you are not. It's that simple. Like, it's really not that complicated.
And we're gonna talk more about the ideology concept when we get to the it's a cult section.
Okay, yeah.
Because I have things to say, but
We'll wait,
There's
okay.
there's a time.
Okay,
And a
yeah.
place.
Sorry, I'm gonna be. I hope they're not all like that, because I will laugh the whole time.
They're not
and
all
then
like
maybe
that.
someone that needs to hear our information might not want to, because I'm pissing them off by laughing. I feel bad though. I can't help it.
So are you ready for the next one? This one's short.
Let's do this.
All right.
And he told me at this meeting, I shouldn't tell you this because we're not supposed to do this, but if I find out that a kid doesn't feel safe at home, I help them find someplace else to live. And you help them become a runaway.
Right, teachers helping kids to run away.
Wait, what did she say? I didn't hear it.
She's saying that she worked with a trans activist at a school who told her in person. This is someone who's claiming that a trans activist came up to her at a school meeting and said, if my students don't feel safe at home, I help them find another place to live. And she's saying, wow, you help them become runaways. And then the person who's interviewing her is like, wow, yeah, you like help kids run away from home. That's damaging.
What does that have to do with the person being an activist for trans people? Second of all, if a kid is being abused at home, you should help them find resources to get help.
You at least, bring in CPS or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's called mandatory reporting.
Yeah, you legally,
I had
by
to-
law, have to do that.
I had to take a special class. They make you take a whole course on mandatory reporting and what to do if you think someone's being abused at home.
Yeah.
And you have to report it.
Yeah.
They're acting like this person is they're helping kids run away from home. It's if they don't feel safe at home, you're supposed to report
to report
you
it
report
to
it to the school, you
professionals.
report it to authorities.
Yeah.
That's literally the job
Yeah.
of a person, of a teacher working in a school.
Yeah.
Like you're
like
making
if
it,
someone is going home and their dad is beating them because they're like too effeminate or like too masculine or whatever it is, like, yeah, you should report that. That's abuse.
yeah,
You know,
they're making it sound
if someone's like
this,
starving their kid because, you know, whatever, they didn't get a good enough grade, whatever it is, like, you're supposed to report that, and that is a positive thing.
Yes, they're making it sound like it's this like nefarious scheme, but it's like, no, that's just your job.
Yeah.
Like that's like legally, like I could be arrested if I didn't make a report.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
that's illegal to not say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this that woman's in a lot of the videos. I think only in that one in this section. But like that woman is like one of the go-to like propagandists against trans people.
Yeah. She looks exactly how I would imagine. They all have that look. I don't know how to explain it. And most of them are white. It's the same as white feminism. It's the same thing, repackaged.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk a little bit more about like the fact that people are saying it's a social contagion, which they think is happening at schools, like it's part of the like indoctrination kind of rhetoric. But like,
I just want to say it's crazy they say we're indoctrinating kids when their side is pushing for teaching the Bible in classes in elementary schools. That's insane.
I
What
mean,
happened to separation of church and state?
yeah, I think it is entirely possible that there are people who believe that being trans is a social contagion ideology that's being pushed in schools and don't want Bibles in schools. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I think those people do exist. And
But this propaganda is being pushed by the side that is doing that. That's the problem.
Yes, most of the people that I looked into who were like making and pushing this propaganda,
Like the
are,
source
like,
is from that
heavily
side.
related to the Christian church.
Yeah. Whether or not
yeah.
the people that are like believing it are, you know, a part of that belief that, oh, we should put Christianity into schools or whatever. Like, even if they don't believe in that, that propaganda that they're eating up is pushed by that side. So, okay.
So this one says from Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, no. Okay.
5% of American adults under 30, quote unquote, identify as trans. 5 years ago, 0.6% of 18 to 29-year-olds said they were trans. That's not visibility. This is a social contagion of a mental health epidemic. Then we have an account called Gays Against Groomers. It says, in England, the number of girls identifying as transgender skyrocketed by 4,000% in a 10-year period. In Denmark...
Why are they just making up numbers? That's crazy. It's crazy that people will throw out insane numbers.
Well, that also looks scarier than it is, because 4,000% means 40 times. Which, depending on which 10-year period they're talking about, might be true. Like, if you went from the age when, like, we basically had no trans people to the age where, like, we have trans people now, in that 10-year period, we easily could have multiplied the number of trans kids by 40.
It's possible, but I feel like that
Do you think if we went from, like, 10 trans kids to 400 trans kids?
I feel like there were more, maybe not as visible in the media, but I feel like there were still more.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there were more than 10 kids in all of England that were like, oh wait, is this talking about only kids? Maybe less for kids.
Yeah.
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 So it's possible.
It's totally possible that number is real.
Yeah.
But also that number is wildly taken out of context because you're not telling me which 10-year period and you're not telling me what the number before and after was.
Yeah, the thing that frustrates me about this though is they go, oh, so many more people, they're just making it up. They said the same thing about gay people. And this is the thing, it used to be bad to be left-handed, right? Mm-hmm. Like you used to back in the day, like they would like harm you
if you.
Yeah. It was like you were possessed by demons if you were left-handed. And once that stigma went away, more people came out and identified as left-handed because they are left-handed. You can't do anything about that. And also you're not going to get beaten and maybe jailed or whatever for being left-handed. Yeah. It's the same thing that's happening here. You're not going to get, I mean, you do get killed in the street still for being trans, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
From when they stopped punishing people for being left-handed to when it reached its peak, you could correctly say that the number of left-handed people increased by 13,000%.
Yeah.
Because it went from 1% to 13%.
Like, yeah.
Which is multiplied by 13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is a 1,300% increase.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, possible these numbers are real, but yes, that is the frequent thing to cite. That's the correct thing to cite.
Yeah.
In Denmark, the number of children referred to this centralized gender service also exploded, climbing from 97 in 2016 to 352 in 2022, of whom 70% were female. Okay, 97 kids to 352 kids in a year is like, that's a really small number of kids.
Yeah, that's not that many.
That's like not terrifying. You could call it an explosion, but it multiplied by 3.5. Like,
yeah.
Okay, good. Some more trans people figured out they're trans.
That they're trans, who cares?
And like, what was the center? You said it's 70% female. Like, was it a trans men's health clinic?
Yeah. That's the other thing I hate about these. Like, it makes it confusing. Like, who are you talking about? Because they're misgendering people a lot of the time, but like, it takes me a second to even figure out, like, they are the ones making this confusing.
They're the ones
by misgendering people.
They are misgendering everyone. So if they're saying men, they mean trans women, and if they're saying girls, they mean trans men.
I think that's part of the psyop with the propaganda, is always misgender them, so that way it does become confusing, especially for the people that are trying to have like discourse and debate about it, because then they sound confused. So it kind of like subtly pushes this narrative that we're all just confused talking about it. And it's like, no, you're making it confusing by misgendering people.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
You know?
And, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can read the rest of it. But, like, they're saying this is meticulously crafted social engineering, and we're going to stop it. Like, I think if you're going from, like, probably 0.1% of the population knowing that they're trans and feeling safe to come out as trans, you can easily say that the number tripled or quadrupled or multiplied by 4,000%. And like, you're going from a really, really, really tiny number to a tiny number.
Yeah.
You know, I just got rid of the reallys. Like, it's still tiny. Like, we have not anywhere other than that one culture that we talked about had more than 1% of people being trans in a given community.
Yeah.
What was it called in the Mexican village? Do you remember what they were called?
Oh, I can't think of it right now.
We had somebody comment on one of our.
Yeah, they were. No, they weren't. Did it start with an M?
I'm feeling Mouche.
Mouche. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mouche are like the only culture currently known in the world that has a higher than 1% prevalence rate for transgender.
Yeah.
And like,
I would imagine.
I think their rate is probably the real rate, because they just have a culture that's like, Mouche are cool. Like, you can just, trans people are great. We have trans people.
Yeah.
So like,
and I would imagine they have like people from kind of like surrounding areas that might be indigenous, that might be trans, that might, you know, kind of relocate to their community and be like, will you adopt me? Because like, if that's one of the only safe places in that region, where else are you going to go if you really want to live as yourself? So that might even be a reason too.
Yep. So yeah, it's just not, or like this shit, you know?
I really hate that they push that like trans kids are getting surgeries, because it is not happening.
Yeah.
Like the youngest.
I mean, this one isn't necessarily referring to surgery. It just said, you know, gender affirming clinic. Yeah. Like, it could easily just be like they're starting hormones.
But even
like,
that kid is so young. Like, nobody's going on puberty blockers or hormones at like under puberty age. And if they're going through puberty, they're getting blockers first for a few years.
And nobody's just dragging their kid to a gender clinic.
And like even taking them in there. Yeah.
Even trans parents are not being like, you're going to be trans because I'm trans. Yeah. Trans people know how hard it is to figure out who we are. Yeah. Like, we are aware of that.
And they also don't want to get pointed at. I want to, so you know the show Modern Family?
Yeah.
Have you seen the episode where the gay guy couple, their daughter starts saying, because she doesn't realize that lesbian is like a sexuality, she thinks it's like a nationality. And she starts saying she's gay. She's like, no, I'm a lesbian. I'm gay because my dads are gay. That's how that works. And she's like saying it in a restaurant, and they're like, honey, no, you're just confused. And then he's like, wait, what am I saying? But no, because everyone's looking at them and they're like, no, like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, gay and trans people that are parents are going to be more reluctant to like, not that they won't like let them be, but they might be a little more like, hey, maybe socially, they'll probably be a little little less like quick to do it, because people will point the finger and go, oh, well, you're trans and your kid is gay, or you're gay and your kid is trans, and or whatever, mix the two. You know, like, you're a bad parent, you're indoctrinating your kid, and it's like, no, I'm just, you know, I'm listening to my child. But like, no one is taking their like prepubescent child to go get like puberty blockers and hormones. It doesn't even make sense to do that.
Literally,
your body doesn't do that at that age. Nobody is putting them on anything. Like,
and literally every conversation that I have ever seen online where someone's like, I think I might be trans, what do I do? The comments from trans people are like, hey, only you can know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
It's not like, you're fucking trans, get on hormones right now. It's like, hey, you know, like, we're here to accept you if you are. We're also here to accept you if you're not. Like, if you actually interact with trans people, nobody's pushing it on anyone.
Nobody is.
We all know how fucking hard it is. We know how stressful it is. We know how difficult it is to be taken seriously, to get your medication. Like,
and it's life-changing for trans people, too. Yeah.
Nobody is pushing this on people.
Yeah.
And when kids transition, if they transition, there is a long, many years-long process involving multiple visits with psychiatrists and psychotherapists where they make sure that this kid actually wants to transition. You know, nobody's just like dragging their kid into a clinic because
and
they're
forcing
trans.
them on.
It's just nonsense. But then the comparison to a tattoo is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because even
more people regret tattoos than they do their transition.
Exactly.
And most of the people that regret their transition regret it because they're being treated like shit by people like this, making these shitty memes. Like, it's just, you can't, like, the jokes make themselves, I swear.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say, like, cishet people push gender onto their kids because, so you know that one girl I stopped being friends with, like, shortly after the election?
Yeah.
The last time I went to their house, their son, she was saying that, like, they spank their son when he plays with, like, his sister's, like, girl stuff. And I remember just being like, I remember her saying that, and I was just like, you know, you can't control if your son is, like, gay or trans or something, right? Like, you can't, hitting him is not gonna help. And she's like, yeah, well, we know, but we just want to make sure he knows what... And I'm like, how are you not, like, hearing yourself right now? If anything, if he is gay or trans and grows up, like,
he's
even
gonna
if he's
resent
not...
you forever.
Even if he's
not.
He might just like girlier stuff. That doesn't even mean anything. Like, he's gonna grow up and resent you for being abusive.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
100%. I also did a little bit of research into the social contagion theory because I wanted to know, like, where it came from.
Uh-huh.
And Julia Serano, who wrote one of the, I think The Whipping Girl is the name of her book.
I've heard of that book, yeah. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I have it. I haven't read it yet, but
I want to read it.
I have it. So she has a blog or a website or something where she decided to look into specifically the social contagion theory, and she tracked it all the way back to its origins.
Oh, wow.
And figured out, like, who started pushing it, when they started pushing it, why it became so prevalent. And so she discovered that basically no one ever mentioned this until, like, November of 2015.
Oh, interesting.
And there was, like, one parent who went online and made, like, a blog post and was like, hey, my kid says that she thinks she's a man. What do I do? Like, could this have been pushed on her by someone at school? And then, like, within the next 6 months, that post spawned 3 websites. These 3 websites are called Fourth Wave Now, which is like we need fourth wave feminism to, like, literally just get rid of the trans people. Then there is Transgender Trend, which just says transgender is a trend.
The trans trender thing, whatever people say.
And then the last one is Youth Trans Critical Professionals. So it's like professionals who are critical of trans youth.
Okay.
Like, don't believe it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So that website was started by a very TERFy, very Christian, very in bed with the alt-right psychologist named Lisa Marchiano. And she calls herself a Jungian psychologist because she believes, like, she solely works through the beliefs of Carl Jung. Do you know about Jung?
No, I don't.
So Jung is one of the founders of, like, analytical psychology.
Okay.
He was around in like the mid 1800s and died in the mid 1900s.
Okay.
He was one of the like fathers of psychology.
Okay.
Him and Freud like were friends and like went back and forth on some of their beliefs and like, but Jung was one of the earliest known Zionists, and was also into the.
It's funny how so much ties back into the last like century, ties back
Yes.
into that
And
country.
he was deeply involved in the occult.
Bitch, where's the tinfoil hat?
And
Okay.
so I just find it interesting, and so many of his theories were about like finding the subconscious root of like your shit, and like his mom seemed to be kind of mentally disturbed. He has a lot of really negative views about women because of his relationship with his mother. He also seems to have claimed to have split personalities. Like he said, there's a part of me that's like a scared little boy, and there's a part of me that's like a professional old man from my past. Like he was not like a well man, but everyone takes his shit so seriously. And this woman who started this website and who was one of the 2 women who pushed the anti-trans rhetoric the hardest solely follows his work. She also, maybe a little Zionist leaning, maybe a little occult leaning, very in bed with the Christian alt-right. The other person who like really, really, really pushed this stuff is named Lisa Littman.
Okay.
Lisa Littman is the person who coined the psychotherapy, the like, I don't even know what to call it, the like ideology of ROGD, which is rapid onset gender dysphoria. She invented that. And she did a study where she pulled research just from these 3 websites. Exclusively from these 3 websites, ran a like critical analysis of the data and decided to push forward this theory of rapid onset gender dysphoria as a social contagion that is being pushed on kids at school by hanging out with other trans kids, and then their friends all become trans.
I think anybody who's like, because I think people like this are in religious psychosis, right? Like, I think most people, because even like our leaders, I think to a degree, like all of the like occultists that push Christianity on everybody and stuff, like I think they believe the spiritual beliefs that they're pushing, right? And I think it's okay to have your spiritual and religious beliefs, but I think if you don't know how to keep it separate from your profession and also like, you know, operate in reality when you do your job, you shouldn't be able to do your job because you're not being professional. Like I, like for example, like I practice witchcraft. You know what I mean? Like if I was like a lawyer and I was like going into like a court case and been like, Your Honor, like
I cast a spell last night.
Yeah, my client, I did a tarot card reading and like my client didn't do it. Like that doesn't work. That's not based in reality. You know what I mean? Because it's my own belief.
Right.
You know, and I can believe it with my whole heart, but like that's not tangible.
You're
and
not
like
forcing it
I
on
have
society.
to meet everyone else into the world that we're all existing in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why they want everyone to be Christian, though, because they want them all to just believe whatever the people
told.
in that church
Whatever
are telling
they're
them.
told to believe.
Yeah, that's the idea of that.
Yeah.
Like, if I went around and like was trying to be a politician and was trying to rally for like we're going to teach astrology and like witchcraft in like schools, that would be wrong. Even if it's stuff I believe in, that's wrong. People should be able to find their own way spiritually.
I agree.
So I think when people are too closely aligned with like religious bullshit, it's always a red flag to me. It doesn't matter what religious bullshit. Like if you're combining that with your beliefs, you're going to be delusional about like the data you find on stuff because you're trying to make it work. You
100%.
know.
And so her study on rapid onset gender dysphoria was initially published by a big publication. I didn't write down the publication, but it didn't take long before it was like heavily debunked by scientists being like, your methodology is shit. You pulled information from 3 websites that were designed to harm trans people.
Yeah.
If you look at like actual data and take a random sample instead of a specific sample, all of your findings are nonsense.
Your conclusion is biased based on what you already believe. Yeah.
So the journal that published it retracted it, deleted it, and has issued an apology for ever publishing it because it's so phony bullshit. And yet people still cite that study.
Cite it. And this is the thing too, like when the majority of professionals are saying, hey, this is bullshit, You listen to the majority of experts and people
There's always going to be
have,
some quack.
yeah,
Always.
yeah, or somebody that gets it wrong, but like
Right.
you want it to be reviewed by that person's peers in their field of study. You know what I mean? Like it should be like
There's a reason they call them peer-reviewed studies.
yeah, literally, right? Yeah. There's a reason a lot of stuff was wrong in the past too, because everybody was brainwashed to believe in one religion, so they were gonna be biased and base their things off of like your spirituality stuff when it comes to science. Like, I think it should be separate. You know,
But there have been a number of studies both before and after this whole narrative started being pushed. 2014, there were some in 2020, 2022, 23. Like, studies have been done again and again and again and cannot find any evidence of a social contagion. They're like any version of like a link that we've been able to find is more due to the fact that like people who are similar to each other tend to hang out together. So like kids who are like kind of not feeling right in their bodies will tend to just find each other and like become friends. And then if one of them is like, hey, I think I figured out what's wrong with me and it's being trans, their friends might be like, I kind of wonder if I got the same shit going on. And then they'll transition. But like,
it's why a lot of the people I hung out with in high school, like all of the goth and emo kids, like a good chunk of them, not all of them, but a good chunk of them turned out to be like gay or trans or something.
yeah,
Like later down the road.
all my friends are gay now.
Because it was our like little way of like kind of expressing ourselves through gender, but it was like still a fashion trend at the time, you know, but like the emo thing, like everyone kind of looked neutral gendered, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like if you're a boy, you could be a little bit femme. If you were a girl, you could be kind of masc, and it was just like a fashion choice, you know?
It was just like a safe place to explore yourself without like being too socially rejected, or by being like, I want to socially reject myself so that I could, you know, it's not going to affect me if you reject me too.
It's the same reason like all of the kids that like sports are probably gonna kick it, you know what I mean? Like all
Exactly.
like when you have a thing in common, that's why you end up coming together. Like
Birds of a feather.
yeah.
It's the literal expression.
Yeah.
Flock together is the rest of it if you're from another country and don't know our weird expressions.
Sometimes there could be a group of kids where like a bunch of them are trans or gay, but then some of them aren't, but like they might have something else in common, like they like the same music, like, you know?
Yep.
Woo. Like
Yeah. And then I just have a couple of memes for this section about like grooming.
okay.
So this is like a firsthand.
This is always projection, by the way. I just want to say this. Anybody who's accusing queer people of being groomers as a group, that's the same way as like accusing a race of all being groomers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's projection. It's because
like that old Nazi video, or like the black guy who infiltrated the KKK and like befriended all the people.
Yeah.
Like the way that he got certain people to like unlearn it and not do it is like, one of them at one point was like, you know, I think all black people have like a violent gene in them that just hasn't expressed itself yet. And he was like, okay, well, I think all white people are serial killers and they have a serial killer gene that hasn't expressed.
And there's actually evidence to back that up. That's the ironic
And the guy was
part.
like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would all white people be serial killers? And he was like, name one black serial killer. And the guy was like,
Fuck, you're right.
I can't. Oh shit. I can name a lot of white ones. And he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, all white people have a serial killer gene and they just haven't expressed it yet.
Yeah.
And he said they never had another conversation about it, but like 6 months later that guy left the KKK.
It's funny too, because you could pin a lot of things on cis-het white guys, like, you know, the violence thing or the rape thing or the grooming thing, like cis men, but like specifically white cis men. Like if you really want to go there and base it off of evidence, you know, I don't think it's a genetic thing though. I think it's the power structure we have favors them, so they feel emboldened to do fucked up shit.
Exactly. And if a white man does a crime, he will serve less time than if anyone else does the exact
If he
same
has
crime.
enough money, he won't have to
do
face
anything.
consequences at all.
Yeah, he'll just buy his way out of it.
Yeah, because capitalism's the first thing with the hierarchy. If you got money, you have power. So
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll just buy off the judge or fucking whatever.
look at Trump. He's running our country into the ground, but like he's still doing it, and he is a child rapist and a predator to women, and he's done a lot of very bad things.
Every bad thing you can think of that a person can do, Trump has done it.
I saw a meme today. Somebody said Trump was named in the Epstein or Trump's in more photos with Epstein than I am in photos with my father. I was like, that's fucking funny.
Honestly, I think that's true for me too.
It's not true for me. My dad was. I look like my dad wasn't around, but that fucker was around. You know, so.
Yeah. So this is a post by Wishes to Remain Anonymous. So in case you're questioning the legitimacy of this, I personally was groomed by a man claiming to be a woman. I was 14 when it started. He was 19. I think back to some of the disgusting messages he sent, and I can't help but be angry. I remember the year that I turned 18. I went to his place for his birthday. He kept continuously giving me alcohol, despite the fact that I wasn't 21 yet. And then later, when I was still fairly tipsy, he took advantage of me. I don't blame every trans person for his actions. Some of them are really nice, but I'm smart enough to recognize a pattern. Moreover, I'm smart enough to recognize that this ultimately is a matter of mental health, and I hope they get the help they need.
This is the thing. There are bad people in every demographic, but
true.
if you look at the stats, like trans women are not harming people.
No.
And she's
We
like,
are
I don't think it's all
significantly
trans
less
people, but
likely.
I'm going to push the narrative that it is because you're all
I
mentally
can
ill.
recognize
Like,
a pattern. Like, fuck
yeah,
off.
like I'm sorry that happened to you, but also fuck you for trying to harm an entire demographic of people because of what happened to you.
Literally.
Like, if there were stats on it, sure, but they're not. Like, trans
also,
women are not harming people.
The culprit is in the post. It was a man pretending. It wasn't a trans person.
Are you sure it was like it could have been a man that
She
was
just
just
said it was a man claiming to be a woman. Like, maybe it was a trans person, and maybe, because obviously there are trans people who commit crimes, but like, on the whole, that rate is lower than every other demographic.
Yeah, like you mean cis-het men?
Yeah, literally.
Like actual men are the problem.
Or like this one.
How come you never read books at nursing homes or to the homeless or the sick and needy? Why is it only the little kids? So stupid.
Yeah. That's like, they just love to push this narrative. And this is more about like the drag queen story hour at the library.
This is the thing I hate about this thing too, because they're pushing that like drag queens and trans women are the same thing, because a lot of them are too stupid to know what the fucking difference is. They also take freshly out trans women and use that as like, this is what a trans woman looks like, when there are plenty of trans women where like you wouldn't I know trans people that are like, yeah, all the people at my work have no idea I'm trans. They have no fucking idea. Mm-hmm. They treat me as a woman. Like, you can't tell. Same thing with trans men. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what an actual trans person looks like.
No.
Yeah,
Because they only see memes of like the people who just started transitioning.
Yeah, 5 o'clock shadow, bad wig, or whatever.
Yeah. Or they see
like,
literally these drawings of us.
And then half the time...
They don't even see real trans people. They just see these dumb images that somebody drew to make us look stupid.
You know the meme of the like from 4chan where it's like they're wearing like a trans flag and they have like arm hair and facial hair and it's like their hair's grown out but balding on top and they have weird makeup and they're like screaming. It's like that's the meme of the trans woman. Because I defend trans people and trans women specifically a lot on my like Instagram and TikTok. I'll get people that think I'm a trans woman and they'll like post that meme for me. And I always ignore them because they're usually bots, but I'm also like, I'm a cisgender woman and I don't look like that. Like, even trans women like that have been on hormones for like 3-4 years that don't look like that. Like, you're reaching.
Yeah.
I feel bad for trans women because people will like, especially if they're very dysphoric, might like post that in their comments. And it's like, even if you don't pass all the way, like you don't look like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 95% of trans women that have been on hormones a few years, even if they don't have surgeries or anything, like they don't look like that.
Nope.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's literally insane. Okay, so this episode, maybe I just found too much propaganda.
Yeah, I also yap a lot.
You yap a lot. Yeah, maybe it's partially a little.
I have very strong opinions. Okay,
little column A, little column B,
and I've never shut up in my life. So.
But we have so much more propaganda. So you should come back next week when we release part 2. Where we go through more of their shitty propaganda. But any which way, like, subscribe, comment, follow our Patreon, send us an email, thegenderyap@gmail.com, write us a review on a podcast app, and we will see you next time.
Yes,
we love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science.